The church was silent, except for the quiet whispers of the bishops. A figure sat dressed in silk and jewels, crown gleaming in the candlelight, but the skin was cracked, the lips drawn tight. The air was heavy with rot, and still, the judges filed in. The questions were prepared. A trial was about to begin. Only one thing was certain: the defendant was already dead. Rome, the eternal city. It's beautiful, a bit chaotic, and undeniably romantic. The city was founded in 753 BC, and ever since, people have been trying to define exactly what Rome is, and they keep coming up painfully short. I spent a glorious morning at the Pantheon, wandered through the Forum, felt the weight of centuries of history at the majestic Colosseum, remnants of an empire that once ruled the known world. Near the heart of Rome stands Vatican City, a place that tips the scale of art and history to another level. St. Peter's soaring dome, the Sistine Chapel overhead, courtyards and galleries filled with art and treasures collected across centuries. It feels everlasting. But in the year 897 AD, the city was less about timeless beauty and more about survival. The papacy wasn't just about faith. It was the ultimate seat of political power, fought over by kings, nobles, and armies. Formosus had been elected pope in 891. The choice was controversial, and his 5 years in power made him plenty of enemies. He backed the powerful Spoleto family in Rome's endless feuds. And when their rivals seized control, Formosus was left on the losing side. But when he died in 896, most assumed the feud would be buried with him. His successor, Pope Stephen VI, had stood on the opposite side of that struggle, and when he took the papal throne, he set his sights on revenge, even if it meant dragging his enemy back from the grave. In January of 897, Pope Stephen VI gave an order that stunned the Vatican and Rome. Formosus, dead for months, was to be exhumed. His body was dressed again in papal robes and carried into the Basilica of St. John Lateran, Rome's cathedral. There, under the glow of candles and the haze of incense, the corpse was set on a throne. And then a trial began. The charges were read aloud: perjury, violating canon law, seizing the papacy illegally. The defendant, of course, could not respond. So Stephen appointed a deacon to speak on his behalf, a man forced to answer questions as though the corpse beside him were still alive. Witnesses were called, testimony given, and through it all, the body of Formosus sat slumped in silk, silent and rotting. The verdict was never in doubt: guilty. Stephen tore the robes from the corpse. He ordered 3 fingers cut from its right hand, the ones used to bless the faithful, symbolically voiding every blessing and ordination Formosus had ever performed. Then the body was dumped in a pauper's grave. Later, Stephen had it dug up again and thrown into the Tiber River. The Cadaver Synod was supposed to erase Formosus. Instead, it destroyed Stephen. The trial horrified the people of Rome. Word spread of a pope screaming at a corpse, while bishops pretended to take notes. Riots broke out across the city. Crowds filled the streets, demanding an end to the madness. Within months, Stephen VI was deposed. He was dragged from the papal throne, thrown in prison, and strangled to death in his cell. When Formosus's body was later recovered from the Tiber, some even claimed it worked miracles, turning the farce into legend instead of erasure. Later popes rushed to undo the damage. Pope Theodore II ordered Formosus reburied with full honors. Pope John IX went further, annulling the Cadaver Synod. and declaring that no corpse could ever again be put on trial. The Cadaver Synod remains an incredibly strange moment in Vatican history. A pope so consumed with vengeance that he staged a courtroom drama with a corpse. Rome wears its history proudly: emperors, martyrs, and saints. But some chapters are buried deeper. Others are hard to even acknowledge. It's a reminder that power doesn't always fade quietly, and death isn't always the end of the fight.